celestial beings of light, and through a process known as involution, which is the descent of spirit into matter, we gradually went into lower densities until we became physical matter. And so right now we are experiencing the end result of that first phase of the process of involution. So now we are getting ready to ascend back to our original form, which is celestial, pure, angelic, humanoid. And that's what we are. We are celestial beings, multidimensional, currently experiencing a temporary, limited body, but even this body was part of the overall experiment so that the evolution of our consciousness continues to reach higher levels of expansion, rather. And I consider myself an awakened starseed, like most of you out there. Whether you know it or not, you guys are all volunteers. You guys are all older souls that took the call to come and help Mother Earth in turmoil times where she was heading into. And through our decision to volunteer, we are now saving the planet and the organic way of life. So yeah, that's who I am.
You see why I brought him? I love it. Most people that are listening to you right now, they're like, whoa, what was that? There's a lot of things that probably maybe resonate with you. And most of my audience, as I was kind of mentioning before we started this, they're spiritual people. They're people that are knowing that there's much more than the five senses out there. They know there's something going on out there, but they just don't have the knowledge and they don't have the proof, quote unquote, and kind of being socially accepted to think that it's even something that could happen. Mm-hmm. So my question is for you. How do you know all these things? How was, let's say, when was the moment that you, quote unquote, got enlightened, when you got that awakening in you to know that so much more than what we see, hear, and touch and smell, and how you transcended to what you are now and being that beautiful messenger?
Well, it all started as a kid. Ever since I became aware of my existence here in Earth, I knew that I wasn't from here. It was very hard for me to fit in from day one. And I already had an inner understanding of how things really worked. I was able to communicate with plants and animals and trees, and I was able to read other people's thoughts at the age of 4 and 5. And I also experimented with telekinesis. And, unfortunately, due to my religious upbringing, I was forced to suppress that for many, many years. So it was kind of hard for me growing up as a kid. I was a misfit, and it was hard for me to fit in. I didn't really have any friends growing up because I was always the oddball. I was that kid in class that would just stare off into space. And, everybody thought I was dumb or stupid, but I was just having visions. And I've always been abstract, always been in my mind. And one day at the age of 19, I learned Kriya Kundalini Yoga. And when I started practicing that, I kind of had a reawakening of my multidimensionality. And then that's when I became aware that I wasn't human, that I was one of millions of volunteers that decided to take the call to come save the earth. And my job was and I felt like part of my mission was to kind of awaken the others in that volunteered, that are spread out throughout the earth, so that we could remember our mission. And so I started researching at a very young age. I think at the age of 16, I was already reading like Plato's Republic, philosophy, political volume series, like university text material, while I was still in high school. And with a photographic memory, I guess that was part of my gifts. I was able to, be ahead of my time. And so at the age of 25, I wrote my first book, The Secret Government, which kind of reveals everything that now is unfolding, all the hideous, dark occult stuff that's been going on for I would say for not centuries, for millions of years. And so in this book, I reveal the secret history of the earth, the bloodline association based on the battle between what I call the two brotherhoods, the dark and the light, and how everything that has ever occurred throughout history has been the intelligent planning of these two brotherhoods, whether for good or for bad. Mm-hmm. And so unfortunately, for the last, 5,000 years, we've been under the yoke of the dark brotherhood, but their time is up. And that explains the great awakening that has taken place. People are breaking out of the matrix, breaking out of their programming. And my latest book, Our Cosmic Origin, that's been a hit. It's become an international bestseller
I saw on Amazon. It's incredible. And I feel Amazon is the true testimonial, because this is the people's choice. It's not somebody like, you know how it is. Sometimes we even pay to be the number one bestseller, but are you? But this is the true definition, I believe, of success, when the people choose you. And I think Amazon is a great testimonial for that. So congratulations. That's amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been an honor. My book has changed a lot of lives, apparently. I've been getting just emails, DMs from people from across the world thanking me for filling in a lot of gaps for them, and then, activating them, and just telling me that reading my book activated galactic memories. And so to me, it's an honor. I feel like I'm fulfilling my mission, which is to, activate and trigger the multidimensionality and the other star seeds that are spread throughout the planet, so that we could, fulfill our mission as the chosen ones, pretty much, the saviors of all.
I think we're all chosen ones. People don't understand that in order to be in this planet Earth, there's so much that needs to happen. We're, 1 to billion, to just get to a point where the egg and the sperm can get developed to what we are, but it's so much more than that, right? Mm-hmm. And me being a new mom is just, you experience when you give birth and you give life, and you experience that there's something, you realize how we don't have control, how there's something bigger than us. And the more you're surrendering to it, and you become that, as you said, messenger, or you have a certain mission, and you start to listening to that mission and whatever you meant here to do to enhance humanity, that's where we actually save the world. And I wanted to come back when you said Kundalini. It's very interesting, because I also, when I was 19 years old, actually a little earlier than that, I got exposed to Kundalini. And I got to tell you that for those who don't know, Kundalini it's a pretty much channeling your sexual energy through all the chakras until you get to the crown chakra, and to really enhance that passion, that life force to something greater. And it's amazing practice. But I gotta tell you, after practicing it for 4 years internationally in Israel, and then a little bit in Europe, and then a little bit here in New York, I almost felt like it was a cult. And it got to a point where it was a little culty, and that's what kind of pushed me away out of it. Is there something you also felt?
Well, it does activate superhuman abilities if you do it right. Because sexual energy is spiritual power. If you learn how to control it and harness it, they say that our body is made out of the entire composition of the cosmos. So not only do we carry within our body the gaseous, the helium, and all the different chemicals that make up the third dimensional universe, but we also carry the other invincible forces that make up the other 96% of the so-called missing universe. It's all within our bodies. Our bodies are, see, that one of the things that I like to talk about is that everything that's out there, it's inside us, So when we learn how to connect and how to harness our own individual power, we begin to ultimately harness external power, And Kundalini energy for me has been the driving force in my, throughout my life. It has allowed me to do the impossible, to manifest things at the speed of light. It's done a lot of miracles for me. I've escaped death a few times, Wow. And I've died and I come back, and
can you tell us a little bit more? Because I don't think a lot of people experience that. So I would like to know, what was that thing for you? Did you see a light? Did you see a tunnel? Did you see a light flashing by? Or what was that experience for you?
One time I saw my body floating, floating out of my body. I saw the doctors, they were using the electroshocks to kind of like jumpstart my heart. And then something told me, Ishmael, your time hasn't come yet. You have to go back into your body. And I said, all right. And I just remember them doing the shocking treatment for the third time, and then that's when my spirit came back into my body, and I woke up. Another time, I was in a severe car accident where if it was anybody else, they wouldn't have made it. And so the doctor called me a miracle, because I was on life support for 3 weeks. Wow. So they didn't know if I was going to make it or not. And I think a lot of it has to do with just my willpower to continue living, to continue, existing here in the third dimension, because of my life purpose. I didn't come here to die. I came here to to really alchemize and transmute this physical vessel into pure, into spirit matter, which is what I call the ascension, when we become immortalized, right? And so that's the reason why I think that I kept coming back after so many times of dying.
I love it. How does your family react to your beautiful mission and everything that you do? Do they understand you? Do they support you? Or you still feel not
Not
really
at all. Not at
support,
all. I've always
right?
been the black sheep. Yeah, me and my mother. My mother was just like me. I think she was an early starseed. She was born in the 50s. Had all the spiritual gifts, clairvoyance, clairsentient, precog. She was able to see the future, things before they happened. An extreme intuitive empath. And all her sisters hated her, and because they envied her, because not only was she beautiful, she had natural beauty, but she liked the fair skin, she had the green eyes, perfect face and everything, but more importantly, they envied her because she had the spiritual gifts that I guess are hereditary. Her her grandmother from her dad's side had them, and then my grandfather's sisters were all mediums, and they all have the gifts, but none of my aunts inherited them, and my mother did. She inherited all these spiritual gifts, and then I was her firstborn, so I inherited the gifts. So she was the black sheep of the family, and then I became the black sheep of the family. So it was very difficult growing up with my cousins. I come from a big family, like over 57 cousins, 9 aunts, 2 uncles.
Wow. It's fun. I guess the weddings are very, very big. I love
They
it.
stopped inviting me to the weddings just because they've always thought I was weird. So I haven't, when it comes to my immediate family, it's been 15, 20 years since I've been invited to anything. They think I'm weird. They think I'm just out there, and it's fine because they're all asleep, and I'm not going to hate them for that. I'm still going to be here for them if they ever need me. But in their eyes, I'm a misfit. And so, I do what I do, and that's just my purpose,
I
my
love
mission.
it. I love it. And I think a lot of singers and a lot of people that I'm just kind of wanted to speak to the singers that are listening to us and the performers, because this is what it's all about. And I think one of the things I wanted to ask you coming back, you said I gained all this knowledge. I was reading all these books. What is truly more important in your opinion? Is it to be that having those downloads that are not really supported by data, or having the knowledge of reading all these books? What do you think is more important?
The downloads. Yeah,
The
because
downloads.
I'm connecting with my future self, with higher dimensions or versions of myself. And so to me, even if I can't find any data to back it up, to me, I know it to be true. It's just an inner knowing,
That's so interesting, because people, when they ask me, how do you know what you know? And how we don't even know what we read is actually true. It's like, what makes a fact a fact? Everything is perception, right? That's why it's so beautiful what you said. We can create the world. We can create everything we want and manifest everything we want, because everything starts within us. So if we make it a reality for ourselves, this is where the magic happens.
Absolutely.
Right? So my question to you, for those who are a little bit of asleep, but I really interesting experience where the entire world was basically experiencing the same thing, and it got us to understand that we are more one and more unified than what we think, and start looking into things that we so used to being doing, if it's go to work every single day or go to college or doing the things that we are supposed to, and take a step back and just kind of rest and look at it and asking ourselves the questions of, do I really want this? Or do I want to really be with that person that is sleeping next to me? Or what kind of life I want to create for myself? Like, my question is for you, how does somebody that is aware that we were living in a matrix, we were living in a world that is not really free as much as we think is free, right? How we can truly create that freedom within and create a reality that we actually want to live for ourselves?
Well, first we have to come to the understanding that, since childbirth, we've all been programmed, everyone, even the starseeds. The beauty of the starseeds, though, is that most of them are breaking out their program. However, I still think that a few are still kind of in the program. So once we recognize that everything is a program, your whole life is a script. Reality as we know it is a script. Everything is always pre-planned before it happens. Similar to the movie The Truman Show. I mean, that's a perfect documentary about how life really is. After we recognize that, then we have to really go within and ask ourselves, what is it that we want? What is it that makes us happy? And when we ask those questions, you begin to cultivate a relationship with your inner child, and your inner child and your higher self are one and the same. There is no difference, and so to me is first realizing that we're all programmed, and then breaking the program by beginning a communication, by beginning to establish a relationship with your inner being, because your inner being wants to bloom, wants to express itself, whether it's through music, whether it's through singing. I mean, that's what makes us so beautiful, is that we have these God-given talents. And when you sing, it's a form of praising God. When you play an instrument, it's a form of praising God. You are expressing yourself as a sovereign being. So whether it is through painting, whether it is, whatever it is that your passion is, you have to follow that. You have to follow your heart's desire, because if you don't, you're not living according to your blueprint, according to your purpose, And so that's why I always tell people, go within yourself, get in touch with your inner child, your inner being, because it's a reflection of your higher self, and really see what you want in life. Because once you do that, the universe is here to give us everything we want, because in a sense, you are the universe. The universe is you, and you have to stop seeing things as, I need to attain. There's nothing to attain. Everything that you need and that you want is within yourself. All you have to do is go within and, connect. That's it. As simple as that.
So it sounds simple, but I'm gonna be, devil's advocate and say, you know what? It sounds great, Ismael. I really want to pursue to become a full-time singer or a full-time speaker, or I want to be spiritual and be on a mountain and meditate all day. But I need to survive. I need to live. I need to make money. How you escape that? Still, the matrix kind of holding us, making us feel safe, quote unquote, by having a safe job. That nothing is safe these days, but how do you escape that kind of inner doubt?
Well, you have to first believe in yourself. And one of the things that I guess people fail in the manifestation art of attracting things that you want is they really don't believe in themselves. That's a barrier. First, you have to dissolve the barrier. You have to believe in you, because no one else is going to believe in you. You have to be the one who believes in yourself. And once you really establish that belief, the mind is a powerful thing. You will begin to work miracles, but it all starts with you. And really, it's your perception of things. Sometimes you have to change your mentality. It's as simple as of changing your mentality from a type of, I was born poor. My family has always lacked. My dad has always worked 3 jobs to one of, I am wealthy, I am abundant. And you have to believe it, because once you really truly believe it, Natalia, once you truly really believe it, Natalia, you begin to work your magic. And that's when things happen, because more than anything, the universe, which is you, wants to be, happy, wants to be, how can I say, the universe has your back, because more than anything, the universe wants you to fulfill your mission, to align with your purpose, because that's just the way things work,
I think what you said is so true, and I think this is one of the things I always say to my beautiful students and clients is, you have a given gift. There is something that is asking to be expressed through you. There's nobody else that can do the same thing that you do in the way you do it, in an energetic way that you do it. And you can't take that lightly. Because if you're not fulfilling that purpose, if you're not fulfilling that calling, you're always going to feel not fulfilled. You're always going to feel like something is missing. Even though you're going to have everything around you, you're going to have the money, you're going to have the family, you're going to have all those checklists that we all think is going to make us happy. But what truly makes us happy is by listening to our inner child, as you say, fulfilling our purpose, growing, always evolving, and moving to the next level and the next level. And as we spoke a little earlier about moving to the 5th dimension, moving to the next ascension of who we are as humanity, because that's what it's all about. So, yeah, it's amazing. Now, speaking of the 5th dimension, because people were probably, that listen to this maybe the first time they hear about this. I know about this, but I want people that have no clue what we just said. What is ascending to the 5th dimension? What does that mean? And what are we in the 4th dimension? What is going on here?
We're currently in the 4th dimension. It's just a matter of acclimating, to the 4th dimension. And the reason I say that is because things are coming to light. Things are no longer hidden. You could say the the cat is out of the box now. It's just a matter. It's just an individual choice how can I say it, to learn things for yourself. But all the secrets are out. Everything that has been hidden for centuries, about the law of attraction, about how everything's energy vibration, how the universe really operates, and how we are one with everything. It's all out now. It's just a matter of how much do you want to study? How much do you want to evolve yourself through personal growth? So that's just a matter of choice now. So everything's out. That's what the fourth dimension is. Now, the fourth dimension could also be different things. We have a higher fourth dimension, which is where things are better than the third dimension. Things are becoming more unified, more cooperative, more harmonious as we get ready to go into the fifth dimension. But then you have the lower fourth dimension, where it's still very polarized. In the esoteric literature, they call it the astral realm. It's the mental realm. That's where the magic, once you master the fourth dimension, that's when you're really able to attract and manifest things as you want. And so the fourth dimension, has two aspects of itself, just like the fifth dimension. So the fifth dimension could be multiple things. Many believe that the fifth dimension is where we are once again entering the age of light, the age of love. There's many, I guess, terminologies to describe it, but it is an era where it's kind of like the Renaissance, where enlightenment is available to everyone, where there is no longer secret societies, there is no longer elites holding on to the secret knowledge. It is a world where everything is given freely, and it's just a matter of individuals. It's just now up to the individual to gravitate towards that, so that they could begin to connect with their own multidimensionality, their higher self, and really establish that relationship with our Creator, which is the ultimate gain, the ultimate, quest within, of achieving and attaining the fifth dimension, is having that direct connection with God, with no mediators, just you and God, and that's what the fifth dimension is. It is a place where people will no longer need masters, teachers, priests, pastors, ministers. That's all going to be eliminated in the fifth dimension. It is a reality where every single individual will have their own connection to God, and it'll be a personal, private connection.
I am so excited to see that, to be honest with you. And I'm more excited to look, even when you said, of course, religion and music is such an important component in religion, because they know the power of music on people. They know they can completely reprogram people's subconscious by using a certain wave, a certain, I'm looking for the word, a specific sound or a specific, help me. What is that? The frequency, the certain, certain frequency that is, it can completely subconsciously open ourselves up to be open to suggestions, to be open to any mind control, and pretty much design us the way they would like for us to be designed. So it's very powerful music. And I'm thinking to myself, moving to this fifth dimension, what would be the role of a singer? What would be the role of a musician? Now that I don't need the record label to tell me if I am good enough or not good enough to be on the platform or, be on stage, what would you think will change in the music industry and for singers especially?
Well, it's still going to be the same, except you're going to be everyone that has these talents are going to be able to express themselves freely and receive their abundance through that. That's the difference. Yeah. So you're going to actually be able to do what you like to do best and be abundantly rewarded for it.
Guys, did you hear it? We want that in writing, please.
Sure.
Beautiful. Sure. Amazing. And we're speaking of music, and I'm thinking about the different planets and the different world. Because if you're listening to me, guys, and I think like attracts like, there's much more than what we see. There's definitely, we're not alone in this galaxy, right? And as you said, we all kind of star seeds, and we all came from this one big light. What do you think is the role that music plays in those planets, in those cultures?
Well, it plays a very pivotal role. Well, first of all, sound. Well, part of the mechanism of the unmanifest manifesting into physical form is through vibration, through geometry, and what holds that geometry together is sound. And so we talk about the music of the spheres, which is a form, which is vibration, frequencies coming together in harmony to create the manifested world. And so music on a galactic, interdimensional, and cosmic level of reality plays a key role in the manifestation of everything that is solid, everything that we perceive as the physical world. So yeah, and that's why everything exists in those 7 stages, 7 chakras, right? There's 7 scales in music, right? Do, me, what is it called? Do, me, fi, sa, I can't even say it.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do. Yes.
The 7 solids, the seven gas, I guess what they call the 7 metals, iron, tin, gold, copper. So that's just part of our creation. It's part of the mechanism of creation, you could say. So music, sound plays a huge pivotal role in all of creation, and it is an art that is experienced and expressed across the many universes. Just like mathematics is a universal language, well, so is music. Music is spread across the cosmos, and the difference between the music here in our world and the music in advanced civilizations is that they really how can I say it? They really value it more so than we do, because it's a form of creation. Sound is creation, in other words.
Do they use it in some of their ceremonies? Or they use it as a form of entertainment or a way to communicate, or all the above?
Everything, yes.
Everything.
But above all, they use it to create new worlds, because it is through sound, through the music that comes from the sound, frequency, vibration, geometry that precipitates into realities, into solid physical forms.
This is incredible. And what kind of instruments are they using? Are they using their voice? Are they using a certain instrument that we know?
I think they have every instrument we have, but their voice is also an instrument,
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah.
But I think, as you said, a lot of times they even speak through, obviously, telepathy, right? They use their mind as a way to communicate. But do you think they actually use their voice to speak? Is it important enough for them, or not really? I'm just interested.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, those that are the civilizations that are completely telepathic, where they don't use sounds or words, they still play music, and it's a music that is transmitted through telepathy.
Ooh.
So yeah, that's something that is a little bit more advanced than what we do here.
Definitely. I'll be interested to collaborate and do a feature. That would be awesome, to combine all the worlds and do one song, right? That would be very, very cool to do. That's beautiful. That's awesome. So Ismael, my dear, please tell us, what is that? Because I feel you have a mission. You have something that you want people to listen and hear and get out of this. What do you want people to know?
I just want them to know that we are the most powerful beings in the entire multiverse. Multiverse because there's more than one universe. We were literally God's ultimate masterpiece, prime creator, whatever you want to call it, the higher power. Some people call it source. We are the final manifestation of source and embodiment, and we just have to become aware of that there is nothing to attain. Everything that we want is already within us.
That's it. And now what? So if you guys want to learn more, go ahead, definitely check out. Can you tell them where they can find you, by the way?
Sure. I'm very active on Instagram, constantly giving updates, giving forth information that empowers people. My Instagram is Project Restoration Zion 1. It's all one word. And I'm also doing a class on starseed cosmology. So if you guys want to find out whether you're a starseed or not, and if you are, what are the characteristics of a starseed, where you come from, we talk about the different star races. We break down dimensions, very detailed, chakras, cosmic and galactic history in detail. It's very in depth. It's like my 20 years of research compacted into 6 hours, 2 hours a week for 3 weeks straight. It's called Starseed Cosmology course. I give you the link for that, if people are interested in learning.
Absolutely.
stuff.
Absolutely. And also that you can find them on Unified, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
my show's that.
Where it's the Netflix for the spiritual awakening people, which is an amazing source to just see and learn what was unfortunately hidden from us for so many years. And now it's all up to you to go and seek the truth and learn more, because it's really out here. It's no more hidden. So thank you so much, Ishmael, for your time, for coming here, for sharing your knowledge, this is something that is definitely not something that my people are used to hear. And I'm so happy that you reached out to me. And because I feel, even if there's one person that heard this and feel something is resonating and he wants to go deeper and find his own truth and find all these things that you spoke about, it's a world of its own, right? It's amazing. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. And
I'll see you soon.
and for those that want to order my book, just type in Our Cosmic Origin on Amazon. I can always give you the link if you want to put it on your description.
Yes, definitely in the show notes. It's going to be all there. As you said, you can follow him on Instagram and to get all the information and the latest updates. I don't know what, I cannot talk. It's so weird. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Ishmael. And if you guys want to hear more, if you have any kind of following questions, because I'm sure you will, I think Ishmael will be, and I'll be more than happy to come back again and answer those specific questions.
Absolutely. Anytime, my friend.
Amazing, dear. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Chẳng được quên khi cơn mưa đêm lại về. Em đã quên lời thề và ta như đông chìm sâu. Không gần mới em anh nhận màu. Em chỉ cần mơ đâu bye bye. Chỉ còn là những cơn mưa vô giá. Cho bên mơ em không mơ anh. Anh một đêm mơ. Chỉ cần bên em không được cần nhớ. Và chỉ khôi không còn nhớ. Và người ta bên nhau như ngã tớ. Muốn nhớ về say em chỉ có mấy em ở đây. Và anh như muốn chết đi nhưng không muốn em mơ mày. Tình yêu làm cho ta đau đầu. Không em như mà mơ mộng. Anh như nếu mong cầu. Và mưa bên em ngủ sầu. Chào các bạn mai em mơ. Chỉ có bên em nhưng là khó mơ. Mà đang xa em muốn bên ai. Anh không mong gì hơn. Chỉ mong em sẽ ở đây ôm anh thật gần. Anh chỉ mong đôi ta được có nhau. Mà đừng em đâu anh có em. Muốn ở bên anh có em. Ta sẽ trao nhau môi hôn thật sâu. Ôm anh.
Living life, every day, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days. Fuck me, I'm looking in the mirror, so foggy, but I've never seen clearer. I don't really think anyone can save me, and honestly I'm not really sure I want saving. I like to be my own worst enemy. There's no risk if you don't try at anything, so I'ma just keep buying everything. See you in the next life, have to be a better me. I don't think that my head's on straight, gotta flip it and grip it and go and get an x-ray. What's wrong with me? I just feel weight pushing on my chest and it squeezes till I suffocate. Better change my mindset, meditate. It's pretty cool that I'm alive and have better days. I could walk, see, hear, I should celebrate. Think I could change my mind, maybe elevate. Living life, everyday, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days. Yeah, all I need are some better days. Cause all I want, and I pray, I believe in the better days. I'm kinda stuck between a rock and a hard place. Do I work hard or live at my pace? You're only young once, yeah that's all great, but I also want a future where I'm okay. Living life is doing lots of cocaine. Wait no, it's living with no shame. Wait no, it's sleeping in on Sundays. I guess it's different for each of us and that's okay. Well I just wanna be happy, how to get there? Glad that you asked me. I think it's different for everyone. Some of us need work, others need fun. Some of us need purpose to overcome. But try to do what you love when it's said and done. Cause there's so many differences in each of us. Trust your gut, it can show you what you want. Living life, everyday, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days.
clear. I feel the end and it's near. The day of reckoning's here. The sound of deafening fear.